Good evening. I was just sitting here getting some burgers ready for me and the boy and for my partner, and I couldn't help but think. I was looking back at the video that I made the other day when I was talking about my friend and how he was coming out of uh, coming out of his alcoholism. I don't know how else to put it. I guess you never come out of it, but I mean conquering it as best he could. And I couldn't help but think, when am I the happiest? And I noticed my expressions in that video, and when I was the happiest was when I was talking about the things the changes he's made, and how I could see my friend returning. And I couldn't help but wonder, why was I so smiley? Why was I so happy there? And I put my finger on it, because helping other people makes me happy. That's what makes me happy. It's not the money, which almost all my life I thought it would be the money. It's not that. Money does bring you some relief, believe me, especially from bills and those type of things, but it doesn't make me happy. Not the way helping somebody makes me happy. I've got a cousin of mine that was able to take in a young man and have an effect on his life, and she's done this multiple times, but somebody that really needed the help. And I know how happy she is because I see it on her face, and I hear it in her voice, and I notice it on her posts on Facebook and just about everywhere. It just makes her happy because she can make somebody else happy. And really, that's what life's about, in my belief, is being happy. Whatever can make you happy, that's what you should do, as long as it's not hurting anybody and it's not illegal. Anyway, I was also thinking about it because my son's here now. You know, as a parent, we try and do right by our kids as best we can. Kind of feel sorry for my older ones. I'm not necessarily sorry for them, but I mean, I did the best I could. But as you get older, you find different techniques, different tools that work in your parenting skills. And so for him, I'm looking forward to helping him with my experience, with the things that I've been through in life, and maybe doing it in a different way than I did before. I'm still a disciplinarian. I still believe in discipline, just not the same way. Maybe a little less yelling and cussing and whatever. Hopefully I can have an effect on his life in a way that's positive, and hopefully we'll see it real soon. We'll see changes in his demeanor and his heart. And I encourage you to ask yourself that. Who can you help? Who can you make a difference in their life? Who can you show unconditional love to? You know, I was thinking about my friend, and I knew he could come out of the situation that he was in. He just had to have the right circumstances. And don't get me wrong, anybody that he hurt or anybody that had a hard time with him, that had to leave the situation they were in because of him, I don't fault them for whatever reasons they felt they had to. But I also wonder too where patience could have come in. You know, where understanding could have come in. And maybe they were all there. Maybe he just wasn't ready. I don't know. I just know that it happened while he was with me. And I'm not saying that makes me a guru or that makes me something good at this or whatever. It just so happens it was the right time in his life. And maybe he really had hit rock bottom. Maybe he found a nice soft spot here and was able to wake him up enough to catch his breath and realize, man, I really blew a lot of stuff. I don't know. But I know for me, there's been times in my life where if somebody would have been just a little patient with me, just had a little patience, just waited a little bit, I would have rewarded their patience. There's people now that I've asked to have patience with me, that I would reward their patience. Are they going to have it? No, they're not going to have it. They're not going to change that, and that's okay. I'm still going to reward them to some degree by keeping my word as best I can. I believe that's something that we all should try to do as human beings. Try to be the best version of ourselves. Are we going to be perfect all the time? Of course not. We're not going to be perfect. But if you can help somebody, if you can show unconditional love to somebody, I mean really show it, really mean it, how can you change somebody's life that way? I believe we can change people's lives a lot that way. I mean, look at animals do it all the time, and they don't even speak. I mean, I've been in relationships with people, with women in particular, that they love their animals, they love their dogs because the relationship or the marriage that they were in was abusive, or maybe that person wasn't there for them when they needed them at a trying time, at a grievous time, but the animals were, and they don't speak. All they were there was to show love. I know I was dealing with someone here the other day, and I was told, I just want you to listen to me. Don't solve my problem, just listen. Just be there. I couldn't help but think that's the way the animals are. They're just there. People love God, and why? Does God speak to them? I believe He does speak to us in some different ways. I mean, everybody's got their opinion on it. But I don't know of anybody that He's actually come down and said, oh, like Moses or whatever, And yet people love Him. Even with all the problems we have in the world, even with all their personal problems, because they have someone to voice their problems to. They believe there's someone there that loves them unconditionally, no matter what. Who can you show that to? Who can you show that unconditional love to? And will you show that unconditional love? What's it worth? What's it worth seeing the smile on somebody's face? I'm telling you what, watching my buddy and the changes that he's went through, the transformation, it's incredible. It's the best feeling in the world. And you know why? Because I had a small hand in it, just a little tiny bit. You can't change a grown man. You can't make them do something they don't want to do. They have to make those decisions. But the fact that I was here to watch it, to see it, and to support him, man, that makes me feel good that I had a hand in something like that. Are things better in my world? Not necessarily. He's got a big job interview coming up tomorrow. He's got another big job that he's going to be starting here at the end of the month. He's not going to be here. He's going to be in another state. I back him up. I'm there for him. I want him to succeed. I want him to be back on top, be the guy that I know he can be. If he can get his family back or some measure of his family back, I want to see him do that. If he can get his relationships with his significant others straightened out, I want to see that. I want to see him progress, to grow as a human being, and I think I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it in a big way. Does that change my situation? No, but it makes my heart feel better, and it makes me feel like there's hope in my situation. Even if I've been at it longer and I'm not getting where I want to go, at least I know that somebody's getting there. I know that it's possible. So I encourage you, encourage somebody, be there for somebody, be somebody's unconditional love. If you can do that, you can feel what I feel, and I'm telling you, it's a good feeling. There's nothing better. I think that's why Jesus and Martin Luther King and different people like that told us that we were to pass on love. I think that's why they told us that love was the most important thing. Jesus basically told us you could scrap the Bible if you could show love. And if we all did it, can you imagine? Anyway, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse by bringing up love again or whatever. I think more than anything, I want people to be patient with other people. Give them a little space. Give them room to grow. Just let them know that you're there. Let them know that you're there and that you love them unconditionally. And with that, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Remember, nothing good is easy. Nothing easy is good. If it's worth having, it's worth working hard for. The transformation I seen in my friend, that wasn't easy. Believe me, that was not easy. There was days that he would drive me nuts because his brain wasn't all there because of the alcohol. He'd do goofy little things. It got on my nerves, and he was slow about things, or he wasn't as quick-witted as I was used to. And now he's back, and man, it was all worth it. So put in the hard work and watch what happens. Anyway, with that, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great evening, and we'll see you then.